So this is exactly what I'm talking about here. He went short on 2 British pound pairs. And of course, if one sterling pair is going against him, the chances are incredibly high that the second one is also going against him, okay? Because they are highly correlated. So he's basically just doubled up the position. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is JULIUZ and I'm watching the best videos of the trading industry with you together, so you don't have to do it all by yourself. Today we are watching this new video from AlexG, but this time on his new channel. At least I'm seeing this channel for the first time. AlexG Trades, the most frustrating trading week of my career. Okay, so apparently AlexG has a separate channel for real trading stuff, so this is more like the stuff I'm interested in, the real trading part. Comments are kind of negative. No way anyone follows this guy and his strategy. Okay, let's see, we find out. You guys have me. I'm gonna take a close look at it and really tell you whether the strategy is worth trying out or really leads to big losses. So here we go.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a different type of AlexG Trades video this week. We're here with my Prodigy, and we got Mr. Ali Trades right over here. So we're currently...
So is this already in AlexG's new trading office? I know that he built kind of a trading station for all of his trader colleagues.
Trading from the trading floor this week.
Yes, it's the trading floor.
It's our technically second week trading from the trading floor, but we don't have our cameras set up. We don't have any of that stuff set up, but kind of see we got a little action over here from Ali. So Ali just won a position.
All right.
Dude, you should have held that position, bro.
It's okay.
So we are in day 1 at lunchtime.
Hey, brother.
Bro, what the fuck?
I'm a firm believer. If I would have held this one, it would have just taken me down another spiral.
How much more risk reward would you have gotten? Bro, like an extra 2% easily.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, we're gonna...
Isn't this like the best case scenario that we are all hoping to achieve at some point? Sitting in a big office, self-built trading floor whatsoever with a couple of our friends trading together. I think that is the goal, at least one of my goals that I try to achieve in the future.
Show him how we're
With good company, everything works better.
about to set and forget in this position.
Best case scenario is when all of you guys trade the same strategy with your friends, okay? So you all have the same strategy, same rules, and you can push yourself to follow the rules as good as possible.
And 2, on Harley's account to help him get funded. So let's break this down, shall we? Basically, the trade that we're interested in entering, that we actually entered as of right now, is GBP-CHF. So
Okay, so we are trading Forex, and in the Forex markets, there are smaller trend phases than in indices. Why? Because usually a Forex pair moves between certain prices and it's not breaking out endlessly. So in this case, following the current market structure, in this case, we are range bound. So he's basically selling the tops after a big breakout candle, after a signal bar, so to say. So for me, this trade looks valid. Question is whether the take profit is set totally right, because I'd say the market tends to continue doing what it did before. In this case, the market is in a range, so the chances are bigger that the market will find support down here and come back at least a little, maybe even to his entry point, okay? So the take profit is going for a breakout. Chances are a little more likely that we will find support earlier.
the GBP-CHF is quite a very simple breakdown. As of right now, this market
Maybe I'm gonna make the video a little faster because I have a lot to say to every one of those examples here.
is extremely bullish. Right, Harley?
Yes, sir.
So we're
Okay, this is a bigger picture.
taking a counter trend trade on this position right here.
Yeah, in the weekly, come on guys. Is the weekly really so important for our small time frame execution? I mean the daily, okay, but the weekly...
So what we're doing is, after this market has had a massive push to the upside, we're anticipating that this is going to have some type of a retracement from here to retest this area to then continue heading to the upside. Now,
And again, this is a scenario that you won't see in indices at all, most likely. That an index like the Nasdaq or the S&P 500 is really falling for years straight is very, very unlikely. Because if you take a look at the weekly in all of those indices, then you will see the markets are more or less always rising in the big picture.
I'm anticipating that this market can have that push simply based off of the market structure that it's presenting on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, I can very clearly see that we've had a very strong slowdown at this resistance. And then when I go down to the
Yeah, look at the take profit that he set here on the daily. So this trade probably won't be filled today, at least not in the take profit. This could take 2 or 3 days before the take profit would be reached.
4 hour, I can see that the 4 hour is shifting from.
And if you keep in mind that we are in a rising market, the chances are even bigger that we will find support earlier than his take profit.
Bullish to bearish. You can see how it's creating highs and lows.
Nevertheless, the entry is all right.
And it's slowing down. So we took this position probably about an hour ago. Okay, can you show them the position on your phone? Yes, sir. All right, so that's the 5K account? Yeah, so the 5K account, you're up $20. Show them your other account. Hardy's up, bro. You're gonna get out of debt, bro. And then he's up on his other challenge. How much is that?
I mean, it's a challenge account, but those are big numbers, guys. $500 in profit. Imagine doing that on your equity. That is kind of big money, yeah? You could buy yourself a lot from that.
Like $1,000.
$1,000? Okay, sir. Not bad. Not fucking bad for a fucking quick start. Not a fucking week.
Not bad.
Not fucking bad. Ali, how much are you up?
The day?
Yeah, on the day. Not fucking bad. So
Is this an equity? Is this... Seems like an equity from what I see in the balance here. About $8,000 up. Guys, those are big, big, big numbers here.
Ali is up 12,000 himself. Not
The
bad.
first profitable trader to enter this building. That's what I mean. I'm the first one.
And I'm not the fucking profitable trader.
Bro, you're trading big.
Ah, dude. All right. Well, then I guess we're
You
gonna
can
show.
call it out at a time, man.
Well, we're gonna show them how fake this shit's gonna be because we just took this position. Is that rain? Oh, it's raining. That sounds like it's raining now.
No.
It's raining. Then we're gonna put a glass right there so you can't hear in or out. But whatever, so this position is looking really good. We entered the position after the 2 hour bearish engulfing candlestick. We waited for this candlestick to close, entered off of that confirmation. And as of right now, we're just letting this trade have a continuous push to the downside. Very clean trade continuations. Anticipating this retracement majority for the higher time frame. So that's why we're here just waiting for that.
I think I already said enough about this trade, but one thing before I forget it, that's a problem with having always a decent reward risk ratio, okay? You have to wait for kind of a signal bar, or you, at least if you want to wait for kind of a signal bar before entering in, for example, this range scenario, okay? You are only getting in at this point here because he had to wait for a breakout candle before the short momentum started, okay? He wanted to sell into short momentum. So the short momentum started, and to then have a decent reward risk ratio, the stop loss has to be there. The take profit also has to be a lot lower, okay? So this is a decent reward risk. On the other hand, the chance that this take profit will be reached are not that big because we are still into range overall in an uptrend. So sooner or later, this chart will find support. And that's a problem with big reward risk ratios, okay? If you would enter here and then you just say, okay, I'm gonna hold the trade to this point, that's not the best reward risk, okay? So that's a problem with that.
Anticipating this retracement majority for the higher time frame. So that's why we're here just waiting for that. GBP USD is another position that I'm personally interested in entering that I wanted to enter on Harley's account, but
Okay, is this the same position? No.
he just wasn't here for London session to record this to be able to enter the trade, so he didn't. But this is another very clean trade, break, retest, engulfing, sell, having a very strong push to the downside. Looks like it's creating another little lower high for the next push down, but we're just waiting for that to play out. Other markets like USD CAD, I'm currently waiting for this market to have exactly what it's doing right now. Close with a bearish engulfing candlestick, daily confirming that we are indeed going bearish, and then we're going to be interested in entering this trade to the downside.
Those are very, very good trades. Why? Because in those trades, you really followed the market direction. Okay, as you can see, we are trading below the EMA. This is a short trend and he executed a short trade. This is working. Follow the trend.
So I want to wait for this position.
But again, this is a 4-hour chart. Okay, so those are big charts.
I entered this trade last week. I want to wait for this position to close with that daily bearish engulfing candlestick, give us this lower high to then sell, and that'll be a very clean entry. I'm actually going to put an alarm right here so it reminds me. Euro GBP, on the other hand, I was looking for counter trend trade buys, waiting for a retest to buy, it never happened. AUD USD, waiting for a break and retest below to then sell. And we have GBP and ZD, which I was looking for a break and retest to then buy. We never got that.
Okay, but why is this his most frustrating trading week? This actually all looks very, very good. Okay, it's still day one, but let's see what happens here.
No trade. And every other market is more cooking up for next week, really. Our main focus right now is to continue to hold GBP CHF, let it have its push from this highs, waiting for it to continue
Maybe
to
it's
sell.
all about this position.
And GBP USD potentially.
And maybe this is turning against him as well, even though this still looks alright, okay? The lower push here could have been a little bigger. This really just broke the lows here and immediately turned. It's not always a good sign. Looks more or less like a liquidity fish, just fishing the liquidity below and then immediately turning. Not a good sign. The best trends always happen in scenarios like this, where we got a lower push, then the little correction, and then a very big lower push again, little correction, and then the push should have been a little bigger as well. The correction was a little early here, but nevertheless, we are still trading short here. Don't know about the bigger picture, but so far so good. Again, the take profit is a little far away. Very, very big reward risk ratio here. Therefore, the win percentage cannot be that big, okay? You cannot have a reward risk of 3 with a 70% win chance, okay? That is very, very, very unlikely.
New entry from here to sell. So things are looking pretty decent, not bad. It is currently only 12 o'clock Tuesday, so we have plenty of time this week. How do you feel?
I feel very confident.
Yeah?
It's gonna go to the downside and do good.
You sure? Yes, well, sir. Let's show them your account.
I actually think Alex is a nice guy. Just wanted to mention that. I know a lot of times I'm criticizing stuff from all of those big traders, okay, but I want to be as fair as possible. If I am thinking about something I want to criticize, then I'm gonna do that. And right now I think personally he's a nice guy.
Parameters right now. So this is your dashboard, right? This is the portal. I'll show you how this looks. As you can tell right here,
okay, so this is one of the prop trading providers, I guess.
Out of your portal, as of right now, you are $31 towards your take profit of $500. So not bad. Obviously, we just took the first trade, so we got to start with the minimum trading days. That's all looking good. This trade technically that we just entered is at 0% drawdown. So from the
so he has to do a 10% profit target. Okay, daily loss, overall loss. It's actually looks pretty fair. $5,000 account, so you really have to go in with very, very small size.
The moment that we actually entered this position, we've actually been...
Because keep in mind, guys, he has a total loss. If I'm reading this correctly here, it looks like he has a total loss of $400. So that means he's not trading a $5,000 account, maybe margin-wise, but actually you should think about his account balance as just $400, okay? So he has a $400 account, because after $400, the account is gone, okay? Everything is lost. So you really have to make $500 out of 400 that you are able to risk, which is not easy.
In straight profit. Everything else is looking pretty good. So 0 trading days, all of this stuff. This is all that matters right here, really.
I'm not the biggest prop trading fan, you know the deal, guys, but I'd say in the first phases where you just have to reach a profit target, a little gambling is all right, okay? So bigger risk, really going all in on 1, 2 or 3 positions here, really pushing it, just winning the first phase, and then you can get in slower. And if you have a funded account, go in really, really, really low and really slow, okay? But getting funded, you can really push it, gamble a little bit, high risk, high reward, stuff like that.
Basically, that we hit our take profit, but everything's looking good.
It's only been 2 hours. So.
It's literally only been 2 hours, so.
Because now doing the first challenge with a conservative risk approach, then you will just trade for weeks, okay, on this first challenge, and I don't know, then you have to repay for the account maybe. I don't know if that is in your interest.
Everything's looking very good. You can tell our active position is right here. I love the dashboard here, honestly. It's super simple, easy to read. If you guys want to get your own ACAP challenge, use code AlexG20, 20% discount. If not, don't. Doesn't matter. Okay,
half the video is already over and we haven't seen something that is frustrating. We are still at day 1, so the next couple of days, they probably are really rushed.
But that helped Harley when
helped him tremendously.
We had like $150 in the bank account, so you know it's getting us there. That being said, we'll check back in a couple of hours. So don't forget, demo trader right here. Oh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Day 2, guys, day 2.
Market update, I don't know, 3-4 days later. Right now we are currently on
3-4 days later. Okay, it's not really day 2, probably end of the week.
On the 2nd floor of the trading floor. So
it's a little laggy here. It's not me, it's camera.
Decided to not be downstairs. We have
we're at the cool spot.
Yeah, we're in the cool guy spot upstairs. And we have some pretty interesting updates on the market. So let me just update you guys on this fucking bullshit, bro. So we took a loss. So we got wicked
Okay.
out on our position. Pretty much.
This is really unfortunate. I have to admit here, I'm not a fortune teller. I would have not expected that. I would have, as well as Alex did, expected a lower push after the signal bar and then a correction upwards a little earlier, okay? But the market immediately goes back and wicks him out here, only to then hit his take profit. It is also one of the most frustrating cases that we all know, guys. The thing is, I tried out everything in trading. Okay, I also tried out a approach in which I said, okay, I will not close a position with an automated stop loss, but close manually only once a candle closes above the stop loss, okay? So in this case, I would be still into the trade because the candle did not close above the stop loss. Yeah, but there's of course this big negative side to that, that if a candle is really breaking out higher and is closing really up above your stop loss, then your loss will be incredibly big. But that was just one theory of mine in which we can get rid of those frustrating examples where a market just wicks us out but is not closing above the stop loss.
That's exactly what I explained that I
expect. But it's totally part of the game, guys. In situations, it's so freaking simple. In situations where your stop loss is much smaller than your take profit, the chances are much bigger that your stop loss will be hit instead of your take profit. That's just as easy as it is, guys, okay? So the best thing in theory would be to go with the trend, and with a 1-to-1 reward risk, then your win rate might be something in the 50 or 60%, and your reward risk is 1-to-1. In case where your reward risk like that and the stop loss is way smaller, the chances are just bigger that the stop loss will be hit, even if just the wick is hitting it, okay?
To happen, this position literally went straight to stop loss. Well, not straight, we were slightly in a little bit of profit. Then after that, price went straight into stop loss, wicked us out, and then straight into profit. Now, believe me, this really did piss me the fuck off, right? Not only because I lost on this position. Let's just go...
now it's getting interesting.
Just go check how much we lost. We lost a total of, taking a screenshot just so I can save it right now, $155,000.
What the heck? What is this other number here?
On this position. Let me actually do this right here just so you guys can see. No.
What the hell are those losses here? I mean, this one is incredibly big, but again, another $200,000 loss. I'm getting why this week was one of the most frustrating ones because of this loss. But what I'm thinking about is this column here. Balance minus 370,000. How is that possible? I mean, that's more or less his overall loss. But why is his balance? Why can his balance be so freaking negative?
Cap.
$155,000.
Oh, and we also lost GBP USD, right? Don't worry, we're going to break that down in just a second too. But this position wicked us out straight to stop loss. This could have been an actual detrimental decision, not for my account, but...
Yeah, on the second look here, stuff like that happens. On the second look, my first theory wasn't too bad. I expected a lower push, okay? I have to be honest with you. I expected the market to go as low as the previous lows, but the market went a little lower and then corrected already. This is what I was talking about. In a range scenario like this, the chances aren't that big that the market is just going lower, okay? Especially if you are in a long scenario.
For Harley's...
In range situations, the market is unpredictable.
Account, we're trying to pass this challenge. This could have put us forward 4%, meaning all we would have left is 6% to pass. And we realized that the other position that we entered also...
Okay, those are all winning positions.
Went straight to take profit that I did not enter, like I was mentioning to you guys when I was recording at that very specific moment, because I was waiting for the guys to get there to record the video and I missed out on the position. So, okay,
that is unlucky.
The one position I don't take because I was being too patient, I missed. So this would have been 4%. And then
so US dollar, Canadian dollar, he wanted to go short. The previous one was...
And we realized that the other...
Okay, British pound, Swiss franc. Okay, because I'm thinking the problem with those Forex markets is that they're all correlated to some degree.
Being too patient, I missed. So this would have been 4%. And then the one that I do take, I get wicked out, and it's another 4%. So at that point, it would have been 8% in profit just last week alone on taking both of these positions. But you know what? Hey, man. There's always another week, and we do have another week full of opportunities. I'm looking for re-entries on this position for this upcoming week, and I'll break that down in these markets that is coming up. But yes, still looking to re-enter this position. I love the fact that the weekly close with this weekly doji candlestick, I expect for that to fill. Daily time frame looks absolutely stunning.
But what about his other position, which he lost $200,000?
After that liquidity grab, I believe we're going to have a strong push to the downside. Just waiting for some entries here to enter that position. GBP USD, on the other hand, pretty much just straight stop loss, basically.
So this is exactly what I'm talking about here. He went short on 2 British pound pairs, on 2 sterling pairs. And of course, if one sterling pair is going against him, the chances are incredibly high that the second one is also going against him, okay? Because they are highly correlated. So he's basically just doubled up the position, okay? He sold British pound Swiss franc and he sold British pound US dollar. If the first position is going long, then of course the second one is going long as well, okay? There has to be a miracle for the second one to maybe chop around and eventually go short. But they are highly correlated. So he basically just doubled up the first position by going short again on another British pound pair. This is what I'm talking about in the Forex market, and that's the case almost all of the time. That's a problem, okay? Of course, if now this would have worked out for him, he would have doubled up with 2 perfect trades. But in this case, he lost 2.
This trade did not go in our
This is
favor.
what I'm not trading Forex. And if I would only trade 1 pair at a time, or maybe 2 completely uncorrelated pairs.
It was just wrong entirely. We are now very much bullish. This is technically the lower high. This is technically the lower low. We body candlestick above that lower high. I expect for this to basically come back into this area, retest it to then head to the upside. I also see here a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders. Left, head, and I see this as
Okay, some analysis here.
price did not break below round cycle.
Do not care too much. Are we seeing something about his account balance? Not really. Okay, I can't understand why this was so frustrating. Getting wigged out of position is incredibly frustrating. A $350,000 loss is even more frustrating, so I really get it. And the negative comments, I don't know about that, but I think the analysis was kind of right. With such a small stop loss, chances are always kind of big that a wig is stopping you out. Nevertheless, the only big problem I see is those correlated pairs. If one is going against you, the other one will do as well. That is the big problem I'm seeing. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your attention. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I think Alex is a nice guy, and this channel is a little more interesting to me because that's real trading stuff. That's what I want to see. Profits minus $370,000. Wow, that is on day 2 of the week. It's not really day 2, but that sucks. Thank you for watching. We're gonna see us next time. Good luck with trading this week. Bye bye.